Welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today I have a really cool, kind of a life hack in a sense, and a really fun project in general. So we've been working out of this amazing sublimation bundle all week long. We're creating these fun projects. So today I'm going to show you guys how to sublimate this tumbler, but we're switching it up a little bit. It's not going to be a full wrap, and we are ultimately going to be creating, we're going to have one piece down and then we're going to put pieces all over it. All right, so we're going to create this really cute watermelon tumbler. Now, where the life hack is going to come into play today is this is a tumbler that I have purchased that's a little bit wonky. So this tumbler actually has 3 different sizes here. So this one is 9.5 at the top. Then if I come down and I measure the center, it is 9 inches. And then if I come all the way down to the bottom, this is gonna be like 9.25. So when you do purchase your tumblers, always get a test sample first, or a sample if you will, and test that out. If you like it, try to stick with the same vendor when you can. So like I said, this is gonna be just kind of a life hack to do with some tumblers that may be a little bit wonky, and then what you can still do with them, or even just doing this with any tumbler in general. All right, so let's go ahead and head on over to Design Bundles so I can show you the sublimation bundle that we've been working with. So this is the ultimate sublimation bundle here. It is so much fun. Like I said, we have several tutorials coming out of this thing. We have already created a can koozie, as you can see here. Super, super fun. We've got a luggage tag here, and lots of more projects to come out of here. So out of this one, we are actually using today is this font. So there's some really cool font in here, and it's actually going to come in these PNGs. So you're just gonna drag in the pieces that you need. So if I need the S out of here, if I'm using all of the pieces out of here, so like I've done here, I've created the word summer using 2 different ones. So I've used this one here, and then I also use this one here to combine those together. Or you could do something like they showed here and ultimately take every single piece to create something of your very own. Now they also use some of these little pieces that are right down in here to add on to those. So all these little fun graphics, you could create sticker sheets out of these. So don't just think about sublimation. You can use heat transfer vinyl. You can use the Caesar Easy Subli, all sorts of different things to do with these stuff. And then I'm also going to be using this little watermelon right here. So let's go ahead and head on over to Canva so I can show you how I designed it out. All right, so now that we're over here in Canva, you can see this is what I've designed right here. Did it right inside of Canva. So what I simply did was I went to the upload, which you can just drag and drop. And that's actually what I did. You can drag and drop in here, or you can come to where it says upload media and you can insert these. So as you can see, I just brought in the letters that I needed. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that really quick. I've started a new piece here. What you're gonna do is just click on these pieces here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring them all in really quickly. So we'll do that, and then I'll start to size these out. So let me go ahead and set these aside here. There we have it. So right now, this one is setting about 1.9 inches. So that's what I'm gonna do with all of these. Size them all down so I can get them lined up first. We have these little guides here, as you can see those popping up, that's gonna help us line everything up. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my next letter, which is that U. Let me go ahead and size this guy down. She's way too big. We need to bring it down to that 1.9, like so. Everything should be the same. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just using those guides to line this up. So as you can see those pop up there, and I'll just, once again, just, you can see that center marks there, just helping me line those up from top to bottom. So then what I'm gonna do, once I have them all lined up where I want them to be, I'll select them all like this. So if you drag over everything, you're able to then, you know, grab that corner and size them all at the same time. So when I measured my tumbler, I got 7.5 inches is what I wanted to do long. So you can see I've got 7.5 wide, it's 1.9 inches tall. So there is my summer. Now I turned mine on the sheet like this, but you can leave it like this. Next up, I brought in my watermelon. So what I did was I kind of measured here too to figure out how big I wanted those to be. So once you're happy with that, you're just gonna come right over here where you're gonna duplicate. So just right here, and that's gonna bring this in. And what I did was I went ahead and selected both of those, duplicate again, and then I'll do that. I can duplicate all 4 of those, duplicate again, so on and so forth. So as you're going in here, once again, I'm using those guides. I can select all of these again and duplicate. I may not need all of these, but that way I'm covered across the board. Once you're done with that, all you're simply going to do is click on share and then download, and you're just going to choose whichever page, or if you have 1 page, 2 pages, and then you're just simply going to hit done and download. It's going to download to your computer and you're going to send it over to your printer. And then once you print it out, you should have something that looks just like this. So we're going to trim these down. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that camera down so we can put it together. The very first thing that we want to do is go ahead and clean that tumbler, make sure we have removed any sort of oils and debris just like we normally would. And this is really fun. I'm hoping you guys can pick that up, that iridescent. It's a holographic. So much fun. So the very first thing we're gonna do, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim down as close as I can so that way I can put as many as I can of these little watermelons. All right, so we're gonna start out with that summer. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of my little squeegees. If you have one like this that has the 2 little lines, it'll help kind of hold everything up for you. So we're just gonna pop this down on there just like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some heat tape here, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and try to center this up. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and trim these down. I'm gonna go ahead and get several of these going. So what we're going to do is I'm going to rotate these and put them all over the place. And as you can see, I'm kind of trying to use that tape to hold all the pieces down. I'll come back and add what I need to here in just a little bit. All right, so now that I'm getting towards the end here, I'm just gonna go ahead and start tying up any sort of loose ends. So just making sure that everything's kind of held down. You don't have to make sure these are taped all the way around. It's going to be held with the tumbler press. All right, so I think I'm happy with that. I'm just gonna throw this piece of tape down right here. So you see how I don't even have it taped everywhere. I'm just kind of making sure somewhat it's taped down. All right, so we are ready to load this into the press. All right, so now we are ready to load it. Once again, we're at 365 for 70 seconds. So we will rotate this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it in here just like so, just kind of getting it down in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and press. So I can already see that I need to bring this side in a little bit because remember, I've got a wonky one, so you wanna make sure it is even across the board. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that go for 70 seconds. Then we're going to pull it open, flip it around, and press it again for another 70 seconds. All right, so we are down to our last few seconds. We're going to pop it open. I'm gonna go ahead and get on some heat gloves, and we're gonna rotate because some of our design is obviously face up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get my hands right here with the tumbler and rotate. Push it back in, and we're gonna press one more time. I'm hoping I don't have any issues down towards the bottom because I feel like I'm probably still off just a little bit on that pressure, and especially since I pushed it down. So y'all forgive me if that happens. So we're gonna go ahead and finish pressing this, and we'll be right back. All right, so we are down to our last few seconds and we are ready to roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this open here, and we're gonna pull it out. Hopefully, like I said, we were able to get everything, and I'm going to set it on this heat resistant pad. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut down our press. If you guys can see any of that sublimation steam, that's just part of the sublimation process, those gases. So now what we're gonna do is just peel it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my other glove here just because it's super hot, so it's easier to work with. And then I'm gonna use these tweezers to start pulling it off. It's gonna take a little bit longer than usual because we've got a lot of tape going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the camera so you guys can see. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start to peel off our first piece here. We're just gonna try to get a starting point, and then I'll speed this up so that way it doesn't take a long time, and then we'll do the big reveal. And there you guys have it. It was so much fun. I love, love, love this. So if you guys are wanting to do something a little bit different with your tumblers, and once again, if you guys end up with a wonky tumbler like me, have no fear, we can save this. And it's so much fun because it's holographic, so it is super, super cool. So if you guys have purchased any of these, I can't remember where I got this one from, so I'm not too sure. But like I said, you could do this on any sort of tumbler, but if you guys end up with some sort of wonky tumbler along the way, definitely don't waste it. Do something like this to it to create your very own. Once again, we have tons of different designs you could do to create it and make it like, for example, if I went camping or hiking, there's all sorts of different ways you could create these to make it look like stickers all over it. So super, super cool idea. I loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.